Welcome back to N.Rajini Kiranmai YouTube channel. This video helps you to understand what is Python language and what are the features of Python. Let us look to it. As we all know, nowadays Python became such a popular language. Why Python language became so much popular? Because of its features. A Python is a very popular general purpose language, interpreted, interactive, object-oriented and high-level programming language. Let us present each word with clarity. General purpose. Python can be used for any type of domain platform. So this language, by using this language, we can develop any application belonging to any different domain. And that is the reason why we say Python is a general purpose language. And why it is called as interpreted language? Why? Because the Python is processed by runtime by the interpreter. So we need not compile it before executing it. Why? Because it is going to translate line by line and execute it immediately, just similar to PERL and PHP language. And Python is an interactive language. That means you can sit at the Python prompt and you can interact with the Python interpreter directly to write your program. And Python is also termed as an object-oriented language. Why? Because it supports all object-oriented styles and techniques, and it also helps to encapsulate the code within the objects. And we can say that a Python is a beginner's language. Why? Because it supports a wide range of applications from simple text processing to World Wide Web, browsers to games. And it uses a very simple English-like words. And along with it, it has a vast libraries of modules to support integration of complex solutions for pre-built components. And that is the reason why a new learner of this language will never feel difficult to develop any application using Python. Let us move to the features of Python. As we said earlier, it is very easy to learn and use. Why it is very easy to learn and use? Why? Because it is straightforward in much same as English language. That means in Python language, the syntax, that is the rules or grammar of this language, will be similar like an English language. So there is no use of a semicolon or curly braces as we used to do in C language. And how we can understand the compound statement? That is, here we are going to use indentation, which is going to define the code block. And that is the reason why we say Python is very easy to learn and use. And second feature is Python is an expressive language. Why it is so expressive language called? Why? Because any complex task can be done in few lines of code. Say for example, I have presented here. If I wanted to display the text called hello world, in Python, I can just write one line of code saying print, brackets begin, within double quotes, hello world. That's enough. Hello world will be printed out. But this content, if I have to present it in C language or a Java language, it takes multiple lines to display this particular hello world text. Third feature is interpreted language. As we said, Python programs are not compiled. They are executed one line at a time. Why it is interpreted language is advantageous? Because the Python programming language is interpreted, that is executed line by line, it is very easy to debug, and of course it is portable also. And fourth feature is cross-platform language. That means you can run the Python language on any operating system like Windows, Linux, Unix, Macintosh, etc. And that is the reason why Python is termed as a portable language. And it enables the programmer to develop the software for several competing platforms, writing a program only once. So generally, if we use some other language, obviously there will be some modification should be done to the code if I wanted to run that particular program in other operating systems. But in platform, you need not worry about it. Only the program can be written once, and the same program can be executed on any different platforms. And fifth feature is it is a free and open source. That is, Python is freely available for everyone. So the official website is there for Python, that is www.python.org. From here, you can download the Python. That is, it is freely available on this website. And along with this, a large community across the world can also dedicate their work, and the new Python modules and functions are dedicated to the in this website freely. And why we are calling it as an open source means anyone can download its source code without paying any penny. And Python is an object-oriented language. As we said earlier, it supports all the object-oriented concepts like class, objects, encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism. And the object-oriented procedure helps the programmer to write a reusable code and develop application in a less code. So all the advantage, whatever we see in object-oriented concepts, even it is there available in Python, and it supports all the concepts of object-oriented programming. And Python is extensible. What does that mean? Means in Python, if you are writing any code using the languages like C and C++, we can compile it, and that can be used in even Python code. Why? Because it converts a program into bytecode, and any platform can use that bytecode. And along with this, Python has a large standard libraries available for various fields such as machine learning, web developers, and also for scripting. And there are various machine learning libraries: TensorFlow, Pandas, NumPy, Keras, and PyTorch, etc. And some other frameworks are also there available in Python for web development, that is Django, Flash, Pyramids. These are all different frameworks for Python web development. And this Python is going to have a GUI programming support, that is graphical user interface is used for developing desktop applications, and those libraries that supports to do so is PyQt, Twinter, Kiwi, or the libraries that are used for developing the web applications. And Python can be integrated. That means it can be easily integrated with other languages like C, C++, and Java, and even Python runs code lines by line like C, C++, and makes easy to embed the code. That is, if you wanted to take other code like written in C, C++, you can easily use those code in our Python, and even the Python programming can be easily embedded in other languages. That we can say it as integrated. Now let us move to the 11th feature, that is embeddable. So the point that I have said just now, the code of the other programming languages can be used in Python source code, and even we can use a Python source code in another programming languages as well. That is, it can embed other languages into our code. And the last feature which I wanted to present about Python is dynamic memory allocation. That is, we need not specify the data type of the variable. That means as we used to do it in C. If say suppose I wanted to save 15 integer value in a variable x, for sure I have to intimate to the compiler saying that x is a variable which is going to hold an integer data type like int x. Later I can assign 15 to that x. But in Python you need not worry about all these things. Why? Because it is going to allocate memory dynamically at the runtime. Whichever value you are going to provide, based on that value, appropriate memory is reserved dynamically. So memory allocation is done during the execution or runtime. Thank you for watching this video.